What's guys, the Red Cloak here, and today I'll be reviewing chapter 302 of My Hero Academia. And yes, it leaves off with the story of Endeavor, Dabi, and everyone else in the Todoroki family. And this really gives us some substance of what happened and why Dabi is the way he is. And as the title of the video says, everyone is at fault. Isn't me trying to justify what Endeavor did and justify what Endeavor has done in his past, but everyone, as I've seen from this chapter, everyone is completely in the wrong, and they need to bump their heads together and stop Toya Todoroki, aka Dabi. Into this video, if you guys like My Academia and you like the content I produce here, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can always stay notified whenever I upload. YouTube's kind of broken now, so subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can always stay updated on whenever I upload. So we can start right into this chapter review. And the chapter starts off after the incident when Toya attempted to attack Shoto, baby Shoto, and you see Shoto sleeping, and Endeavor goes in the room and tells Ray that he cannot keep an eye on Toya anymore because he has hero duties and he has to do stuff in his hero duties. And Ray just looks at him and just says, "Hero? What kind of hero you are that you're running away from this whole situation?" Which Ray is kind of right. Endeavor is running away from the situation that he can't give Toya this tough love, which Endeavor has tried giving the tough love. He tried talking to him, he tried going down on his level and giving that tough love, saying, "Look bro, you need to find something else instead of being a hero." I do think it was bad for Endeavor to even try to take this dream away from him if it's a dream that he really wanted, but Endeavor knew that Toya was going to get hurt. Call Endeavor what you want, allowing his child to go out and attempt to kill himself with his corpse. We see 5 years later, we actually see a grown-up Natsuo and Fumi, Natsuo being 8, Fumi being 12, and Toya on his computer being 13. They want him to go outside and play, and Toya, we actually see the scene in the anime, but you know, Toya's hair was red even though it was white. And we see Shoto, 5 years old. Endeavor's telling him to not look at them because he's in a different world than them. And we actually kind of understand why he's doing this, because he doesn't want Shoto to end up like Toya, like having a dream and just going completely insane, which Toya has become. He's completely insane. We see a kid Shoto saying that he just wants once in his life to actually go play with them. Endeavor says no can do because you have endurance training. And Toya, we see him talking to Natsuo. He's saying that it's not really Shoto's fault, but Endeavor just sees them as failures. Talking to Natsuo, and Natsuo's half asleep. He's not going to listen to his rant. And Toya thought that somebody like Natsuo, somebody who sees eye to eye to him, could actually understand him, but it looks like Toya was wrong. Giving us a different perspective of the coin. We thought that Endeavor was the one who split this family apart, but it looks like Endeavor isn't really the only one to blame. We can blame Natsuo, Fumi, Ray, a 5-year-old Shoto if you get that extreme, that they didn't pay attention or see Toya in that way. They just try to take his dream away, try to say, "Look, you can't be a hero," and they try to rip that dream away from him. That's the same thing that happened to Deku, Shigaraki. Those two, I think that if Deku was in this situation, I think he'd become Toya. And Shigaraki and Toya have a lot of parallels, which is beautiful in my opinion. And Toya starts breaking down mentally, saying, "I thought you'd be the only one that could understand me." And we see Natsuo falling half asleep, and he's just telling him, "Why don't you just rant to Fumi?" And Toya is just breaking down again and just saying the girls in this house, they don't understand what he's going through. They don't understand what he wants. And Toya's trying to go back to the hill where he trains, but Ray tries to stop him, which doesn't work. Ray tries to tell him that there's different things besides being a hero and obsessing over your father. And Toya just stares at her and just says, "What would you know, mom?" And I think this is why Ray poured the water on Shoto, boiling hot water. I think that she saw the red side or the white side of Shoto's hair and thought of Toya, the child that she could never look at ever again, and poured the boiling hot water on Shoto. That's why she said that she couldn't face Natsuo, Fumi. It's because Ray was scared. Ray was fearful. She couldn't face her own son that she was scared of, and that's why she poured the boiling hot water on Shoto. She thought that Shoto was Toya. Toya then tells Ray, "Don't try to pin this on Endeavor. You're the cause as well. Your family was poor and they sold you away and you had no say in the matter, so you had to marry Endeavor. Wasn't that the reason why I was born? You have the part of this too." And Ray's shocked. She doesn't know what to say, because what he's saying, he's kind of right. She has a part of this as well. It's not only Endeavor who's harboring this kind of resentment, harboring this fear that their child is going to die. It's Ray. We go back to Toya training, and he says that his flames have something to do with his emotional state, but every time he just can't stop crying when he gets too excited, and he wants to show Endeavor to surprise him how his red flames turn to blue. So I just gotta ask, how did Endeavor not know that Dabi was Toya? Maybe he did, but it just looks like he hasn't, because Dabi has blue flames, permeation, and Toya has that as well. Maybe Endeavor would have saw, like, hey, don't you have the same flames as my deceased son? And Toya asks Endeavor, hey, maybe when you have time in the holiday break, could you watch me train? And Endeavor finds out, like, hey, you're still training, like, what's wrong with you? And we see that Toya's rambling on that Shoto has some serious competition, that it may not be enough against All Might, but Shoto might have some serious competition. And Toya saying that, look, I'm not a failure, just come watch me and you can understand that I'm not a failure. You can just see that Toya's mentally not there, he's just mentally gone. Endeavor barges in the room and basically yells at Rei saying that you were supposed to watch him, how come you didn't watch over him? And baby, well, 5-year-old Shoto tells him not to bully his mother, and Endeavor just yells at Shoto saying this doesn't involve you and just get out the room. And we see Rei start to lose it, and she says, I can't stop, and she just reminds herself that she may have had limited options, but she's the one who ultimately made the choice to marry Endeavor. We see Toya on the hill, and we notice that Endeavor's not there. No one is there. Rei, no one is there to comfort or help Toya train, and this leads to his demise. Toya starts firing up his firepower, but he can't stop because Endeavor only taught him how to heat himself up, which was detrimental for Toya because he didn't know how to heat himself down. So Toya basically crisped himself to death. Well, he didn't because he came back as Dobby. And Endeavor and Rei didn't know how to face him because they thought it was already too late. He was already destroying himself. And Endeavor said to himself he couldn't move forward because the only thing he could do is obsess over Shoto. And Toya is their responsibility, not just Endeavor's. Endeavor shouldn't be the one to burden himself with trying to take care of Dobby. We see everyone in the Todoroki family actually own up and decide to take responsibility for what they did. Fuyumi was too scared to approach anyone because she knew that Rei and Endeavor was broken. And Natsuo still blames Endeavor, but he blames himself for not talking some sense into Dobby. Rei tells Endeavor that the issue doesn't fall on him, it falls on all of them. And he needs to get up no matter what and fight Dobby. And she says that Shoto has been suffering through all of this, but he was able to call her mother. And he made friends at UA and connected them all. And we see a little shot with Deku screaming at Shoto, telling him that his quirk is his own. Rei tells Endeavor that Shoto is becoming the family's own hero, and Shoto then tells Endeavor that he didn't know he was going to get up and fight after he just saw that Toya was Dobby. But when he's done crying, they're going to go stop Toya together. Hawks and Best Jeans are listening on this, and they seem happy that the Todoroki family is finally back together, because this whole thing with Dobby has not only united them, they have become one. They have become a real family after the incident. Even though Endeavor is the major cause of the Todoroki's downfall, he's not the only one to blame. Anyone can be blamed for this, but not as much as Endeavor. Endeavor's kind of is still to blame. Endeavor can be redeemed, but he needs to stop Dobby at all cost. And I think this chapter signifies that. Endeavor's not going to do it alone. And I'll give this chapter an 8.5 out of 10. It was very good. It gives us a different side of the story and the side that we all wanted to see. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been the Red Cloak. I'm going to head up out of here. Peace out, guys. And I'm out, guys. Peace.